Right, as promised, we're speaking to Michelle Garforth-Venter this afternoon.
Hey Lucy, I remember your name.
And if I press this button, she should magically appear. Hello, Michelle.
Why, hello there. How are you doing?
You see, I'm doing fine, thank you. I tell you, I've got the most amazing mixing desk. You press this button, there's Michelle. Yesterday we spoke to Simba from Top Billing. There was another button. Last week we spoke to, who was it? Mark Pilgrim. We spoke to Joanne Strauss, all about the Heart Foundation and the Stroke Foundation and the I Love This campaign. And I believe you're also an ambassador.
That's right, I am. And when it comes to heart and stroke awareness, it's something very close to my heart because my mum lived with it for, the majority of her life. And as a family, we were dealing with the issues of somebody whose life is literally reduced due to a heart condition. So, of course, I 100% said, yes, I would love to be a part of this.
Have you got your sticker, Michelle?
I do have my sticker, and I have to tell you, I placed it firmly on my husband's chest where his heart is, and I said, I love this, and popped it on him.
That's Rion, of course, the handyman.
That's him.
Yeah. What's it like having a husband around the home who's able to fix all the cupboards and do everything for you?
We have an interesting dynamic in our relationship. One, he truly is all the right stuff in that he fixes everything at home. Our home is, nothing is ever kind of or off and broken. He really does do a great job, which makes me very proud of him, and it's quite sexy as well at the same time, when he's got his ladder and his tool belt on and doing his thing with the drill.
Michelle.
Inside, with the...
No, carry on. Right, we have lost Michelle officially. Let's have a bit of music and I'll try and get her back. Right, let's go back to the line. Hi there, Michelle.
Yes, sorry. These signals just come and go, don't they?
Yeah, where are you, by the way? What area of the country?
I'm in fact in the Lion Park. We're just outside of Johannesburg area, and we are filming an episode of Bush Radar Kids, which is a conservation show for children.
Wonderful.
And obviously today's focus is lion.
Well, I was going to ask you about that as well, Michelle. I remember quite a number of years back now, I couldn't start my day without waking up in the morning, getting the remote, switching the TV on, and there you were to say good morning to us. That was Good Morning South Africa, wasn't it?
That's right. It was Morning Live.
That's right, Morning Live. Good Morning Live. That's right. And then, of course, you moved on and everybody thought, what's happened to Michelle? Where's she gone? And next thing, we had all the conservation programs and the wildlife stuff. And I think that's where your passion really is. Am I right?
100%. And I think that we all need to be very proud as South Africans because we have the second richest scope of biomes in the world. In our tiny little country, we've got 11 biomes. And I mentioned this to somebody the other day, and they laughed and they said, they thought that we were only famous for having 11 different languages. But, now they've discovered we've got 11 different biomes as well.
What are you working on at the moment, Michelle? You mentioned that you're busy with something right now.
Yes, we've got, obviously Bush Radar Kids is on air. It's 4:30 on a Monday on SABC2. And then on Sundays on SABC3, we've got a show called The Green Line. And Green Line really is a guide to sustainable living in our country.
Okay. What is your passion, your real passion when it comes to wildlife? What frustrates you? Are we treating our wildlife properly? Are we looking after it?
No, we aren't, I'm afraid, and that's the truth. Regardless of all the efforts that, we seem to be making, most of the stories come across as, being quite lovely, but in fact they aren't. But the primary reason at the end of the day, I believe, is because human beings don't see ourselves as a species that exists in an ecosystem where we literally receive from one side, process, and then hand over. We tend to see ourselves as sitting at the top of the pyramid and governing everything. And I think it's that attitude that has created all sorts of issues within the environment, my goodness, if we look at pollution, we have a look at the resulting degrading of species populations from the African penguin to frog species. There's definitely a knock-on effect instead of us simply understanding that we can live in harmony, and it's literally just rethinking how we are approaching it.
When we talk about all the filming that you've done and the locations you've been to, have you had any narrow escapes? Any scary moments with maybe a lion or...
Well, came pretty close with a cheetah, in fact.
Uh-huh.
And it's on YouTube. It was something that happened a good, 3-4 years ago, somewhere there. I was bitten on the arm by a cheetah, and I was just very lucky that I wasn't bitten on my neck, because otherwise I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Wow.
It was a lucky escape, and we haven't had anything else in all these years of doing conservation and getting up close with all kinds of species. It's been only that incident. So, it does happen, and again, it wasn't the animal's fault. It wasn't necessarily our fault either. It was a moment in time, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So clock it up to experience, and forward we go.
Okay, right, forward we go. Let's go backward for a while. I want to take you back to, just for a few minutes, back to those early days, primary school.
Yes.
And don't worry, I don't know anything about your primary school days, so I'm not going to put you on the spot. But when it came to a young girl with dreams, what did you dream about being one day when you were big?
When I was little, 7, 8, 9 years old, I really wanted to be a ballerina.
Oh.
I think all little girls have that dream, and taking ballet lessons, and having done that right from the age of 5. That was definitely my dream. I'm afraid it's nothing about animals or conservation or wildlife. That grew with time and with age.
Uh-huh. And television itself?
TV sort of happened by mistake, I suppose. As you know, if you to a lot of people, you tend to find that they are in their careers by hook or by crook. I had studied drama, wanted to be an actress, and my agent at the time said to me, her name was Mooneen Lee, and Mooneen is a very dominating type lady. She's got red hair and a very bold, beautiful, well-modulated voice. And she said to me, you need to go off and do this audition as a presenter. And I said to her, well, I don't know what a presenter is. And she said, well, my darling, she says, it's very easy. All you need to do is talk to the camera instead of ignoring it. So off I went, and I arrived at the audition, was given an A4 size page of writing, which was very long, and I was told you've got 10 minutes, go away and learn this and come back and recite it.
Wow.
So we did it once walking on a street with very heavy traffic and noise and interruptions, and then we did it in a calm studio type environment, and I got the job, and that job was a bon voyage at the time.
Wonderful, man.
And then so it went from there, and so I learned about television and the business of television and TV content and all those good things.
And you lived a little bit of your passion with the dancing as well, with Strictly Come Dancing, not so?
Yes, that was wonderful, and I think, because Rion, my husband, he won the second season, and I think between the both of us, we would do it again in a heartbeat. It was just the most special experience anyone could sign on for.
Wonderful, man. Do you still go dancing together, the two of you?
It's very funny because we actually went for a lot of dancing classes together, after Strictly Come Dancing. And the crazy thing is that when you are performing, doing a TV show, both of us have got professionals that are leading us and placing us and sort of guiding as we're going along. Now, you take two greenhorns or, two left-footed individuals, place them together and say, dance. Well, I tell you, it does not work that easily.
Michelle, what plans have you got for the future? We miss you on the screen.
We will continue to do television. We are proud parents right now of a little 1-year-old boy. He turns 1 year old tomorrow. His name is Rain. So we're spending a lot of good time with him. We're contemplating having a second one. That's still very much under discussion. But we'll continue in terms of what we do. Rion with his DIY shows, myself with sustainable living, conservation type content. And we'll see where it takes us. At the moment, we've written a book. We've taken our 3 years worth of research and placed it into a book to share with South Africans. Because at the moment, the only books available with sustainable living come from Europe, come from America. So we felt it was really important to learn about our landfill sites here, our air quality, marine conservation issues, etc. So that's on shelf in May. And that was an epic. Getting through writing a book was an absolute epic.
I'm sure.
Enjoyable, but tough.
Wonderful, man. We look forward to seeing that. Okay, Michelle, we'll let you carry on hunting the lions.
Thank you very much, Gary. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and you have a beautiful day.
And you too. Thank you so much.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.